looked healthy, smiled the day before, went to bed like any other night. But the next morning, he was gone. No warning, no signs, just silence. It's stories like this that jolt us into reflection. How can someone pass so peacefully, yet so suddenly? The truth is unsettling. It might have nothing to do with illness and everything to do with routine. That's right, tiny bedtime habits most people never question could quietly erode your health after 70. In fact, what you do in the final hour before sleep may be the hidden factor that determines how well or how long you live. Sounds dramatic? Maybe, but you'll want to hear what we uncovered. Because once you know the 5 silent bedtime risks seniors face, you'll never look at your nighttime routine the same way again. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I recommend doing it now and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please type a 1 in the comments. If not, type a 2 so I can improve the videos for you. Let's get started. Trust me, I've been eating my steak dinners at 9 p.m. for decades, said Harold, pushing his plate aside with a satisfied groan. But his friend Clara leaned in, raising a curious brow. And how's your sleep lately? That question hit harder than he expected. Because truth be told, Harold had been waking up sweaty, heart racing, sometimes choking from a bitter taste in his throat. He chalked it up to aging, but Clara had been reading about GERD, blood pressure spikes, and even the risk of strokes tied to late-night eating. I used to think sleep was the problem, Harold whispered, but maybe dinner's the real villain. You see, our bodies don't take kindly to those heavy meals before bed, especially after 70. Back in our 30s, we could scarf down lasagna at midnight and sleep like babies. But now, the stomach groans, the heart pumps harder, and instead of falling into deep rest, the whole system stays on high alert, digesting instead of healing. Clara told Harold about her new rule: finish eating by 6:30. Since I started, no more 2 a.m. wake-ups with burning in my chest. It wasn't a diet, it was survival. And Harold couldn't ignore the facts or the relief written all over her face. The real kicker? What seems like harmless tradition, late dinners, rich desserts, that nightcap, can quietly rewrite your health story. You don't realize you're setting yourself up for trouble, Clara added, until one night you don't wake up. That landed like a thud in Harold's chest, because he remembered someone, his neighbor, 73, passed in his sleep without warning. Everyone said he looked fine the day before. But what if? What if a simple change could have made the difference? All right, Harold said, half joking. Guess I'll make friends with early dinners now. But he was serious. What he didn't know, though, was that drinks could be just as sneaky. Martha never thought twice about sipping chamomile tea before bed. It soothes me, she'd say, clutching her favorite mug like a nightly ritual. But lately, she'd been waking up at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and again at 4:30, racing to the bathroom each time. At this rate, I'm getting more steps in at night than during the day, she joked. But there was a tiredness in her eyes. Her grandson, a young nurse, gently asked, "Have you tried drinking more during the day instead?" She paused. No, she hadn't. And just like that, the seed of change was planted. Here's the thing. After 70, the bladder doesn't play fair. Muscles weaken, kidneys keep working overnight, and even small drinks at night can stir the body into action. Martha had always been told to stay hydrated, but no one told her when to drink. That's where the trap lies. Too many seniors think thirst must be quenched right before sleep. But the cost? Disrupted sleep, potential falls on the way to the bathroom, and something even more serious, those dizzy spells from standing up too fast. "I actually fainted once," said Martha, "right there in the hallway." That moment changed everything. She started tapering off fluids by 5 p.m. and swapped her bedtime tea for a few calming deep breaths. Within days, the night trips lessened. "I'd forgotten how it feels to sleep through," she smiled. And her mind? Sharper, more alive. Because those micro-awakenings don't just mess with sleep, they mess with memory, immunity, and mood. Martha became an evangelist for the no-gulp zone after dinner. She even got Harold on board, but neither of them was prepared for the next culprit lurking in plain sight. Something that seemed so comforting, yet wreaked silent havoc. "Cozy as king," Walter always said, piling on flannel sheets and turning up the heat each night. I sleep better warm, he insisted, swaddled like a burrito. But his daughter noticed something off. Dad, why are you waking up soaked every morning? He shrugged it off at first. Just age catching up. But the tossing, turning, and breathless moments couldn't be ignored. Then came the morning he couldn't get out of bed, not from fatigue, but from a pounding heart. The ER doctor's question, how warm is your bedroom at night? That's when things clicked. See, the older body isn't great at regulating heat. The sweat glands don't respond as quickly. Circulation slows. And when the room's too warm, the body scrambles to cool down, putting the heart under strain. Walter's bedroom was a steamy 75 degrees Fahrenheit, plus electric blankets. That kind of heat thickens blood, ups the risk of clots, and derails the deep sleep cycle that seniors desperately need. You're fighting your body, the doctor explained. Sleep isn't a sauna session. Walter had always thought warmth meant comfort. Now he saw it could mean danger, and he wasn't the only one learning that the hard way. After switching to breathable layers and keeping his room around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, Walter felt like a new man. I'd dream again, he told Martha, who just tackled her hydration habits. She nodded knowingly. And I've got a fan by my window now, she laughed. Their small group of friends started calling themselves the Chill Club. But even as they cooled their rooms and calmed their hearts, another habit was creeping in. Silent, invisible, but disturbingly common. You sleep how you land, chuckled Bernard, slumping into bed flat on his back like he had for 40 years. He never gave it a second thought until his wife started nudging him in the middle of the night. You stopped breathing again, she whispered one morning, eyes full of worry. I counted 5 seconds. Bernard brushed it off. I'm just getting old. But his mornings told a different story. Groggy, foggy, and heavy in the chest. Then came the headaches, the racing heart, and finally a scary moment where he jolted awake, gasping. That was no snore. It was a red flag. Sleeping flat on your back can be deceptively dangerous after 70. Gravity pulls the tongue and throat muscles downward, blocking airflow just enough to disturb oxygen levels and shake up your heart rhythm. That's how sleep apnea sneaks in, even if you don't hear yourself snoring. In circulation, it suffers too. Lying on the right side, surprisingly, puts added pressure on the heart. I always thought I was just comfy, Bernard muttered in disbelief during a doctor's visit. Turns out, I was slowly stressing my heart every night. The doc didn't need to dramatize it. Bernard already felt the weight of truth. But here's the twist. A small change made a big difference. With a supportive pillow and a bit of effort, Bernard trained himself to sleep on his left side. He even used a body pillow to keep from rolling over. It felt weird at first, he admitted, but now, I wake up clear-headed and calm. The body thrives when we treat it right, even during sleep. And while Bernard's story was eye-opening, there was one habit he hadn't tackled yet, one that didn't seem physical at all, but could sabotage sleep before it even began. Eleanor swore her nightly scrolling was harmless. Just checking the news, she'd say, eyes glued to her tablet under the covers. But midnight turned into 1 a.m., and sleep, nowhere to be found. It's like my brain won't turn off, she whispered one night, frustrated. Her grandson Max chuckled gently. Grandma, blue light is a sleep killer. She waved him off at first. Tech talk didn't faze her. But as the foggy mornings grew worse and her energy dipped lower, she started to wonder, could that little glowing screen be messing with her mind? Turns out Max was spot on. The blue light from screens mimics daylight, tricking the brain into shutting down melatonin, the hormone that makes us sleepy. So while Eleanor thought she was winding down, her brain was ramping up. Add in the stimulation from headlines, videos, and messages, and suddenly, bedtime becomes battle time. No wonder I lie awake for an hour, she realized. And even when she did fall asleep, it was shallow, restless, and riddled with strange dreams. The kind of sleep that leaves you more tired than before. So Eleanor made a bold move. She swapped her tablet for an old paperback and a soft reading light. It felt weird at first, so she said, but by the third night, I was out like a light. She even started listening to calming music, Real music, not YouTube playlists. And just like that, the evenings shifted. Her sleep deepened. Her mornings felt brighter. And the screen? It now stayed outside the bedroom. But as Eleanor drifted off peacefully, she thought about that neighbor, the 73-year-old who never woke up. Could it all have started with one of these habits? Now that you've heard the 5 bedtime habits that could be silently putting your health at risk, take a moment, really take it, to reflect. Do any of these hit close to home? Maybe it's the late-night meals, or the glowing screen in bed. Maybe it's something you didn't even realize was affecting your sleep until now. That's okay. Awareness is where change begins. So here's what I'd love. Share in the comments. What's one habit you're ready to change starting tonight? Let's inspire each other with small, powerful steps. And if you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up. It truly helps others find this life-saving information. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next health and happiness tip. And before you go, there's one more video waiting for you. It dives into powerful morning habits for people over 70 that can completely transform your day. You'll find it linked in the description below and right up here on the screen. Go ahead and click it now. Your future self will thank you.